Welcome to the Levrige Show, where entrepreneurs learn how to work less and make more. I want to invite you to email your business questions and challenges to me at questions@levrigeshow.com so I can answer them on future episodes. Okay, so today I want to share with you 4 lessons that I learned about business from the New England Football Patriots. I'm super pumped today because my Patriots have their first preseason game against the New Orleans Saints tonight. It's the start of another NFL season. It's right around the corner, and I love NFL football. So let's jump right in. Now, the Patriots, as if you're an NFL fan, know and probably hate, have a ridiculous track record of success over the past several years. And the funny thing is, the same way that they achieved it, we can actually apply a lot of the stuff that they do to our businesses so we can rock them out too. So let's jump into 4 different things that they're doing and that they've been doing that we can actually start doing in our business to do exactly the same and get exactly the same kind of results. The first thing is that they have A+ players in their highest impact positions. If you look at the organization, you've got Bill Belichick as the coach, you got Tom Brady as the quarterback. There are a lot of good players on the team, but arguably the two most important positions on the entire team, the coach and the quarterback, they have A+ players. And that in and of itself goes a long, long way. Now, they have a lot of role players, and they don't have a lot of other star quality talent around the rest of the field. However, in those key positions, they really spent it and did the right things that they needed to do to get those people in place. So in your business, you need to identify what those key positions are. If your business focuses on research and development, then you better believe that your head of research and development better be an A+ player. You can't have a B+ or even an A- in a position where it's absolutely critical to your business. Now, if whatever it is, if your web development side of things or your IT infrastructure or whatever are not that important, you can get a B+ for that. If public relations or some other position is not as important, you can get a B+. Customer support, not a big role for your business, B+, whatever. But you've got to have people that are going to be A+ when they're in those key critical positions. So hopefully you are. And if you're not an A+ in the things that you're currently doing, you need to shift your job so you can become an A+ at whatever it is that you're doing for your business. And anything else that's vital to your business, make sure that you've got the best quality talent in that particular spot, because there's no replacing that. That is going to be your competitive advantage, so it's the most important thing that you can do. Chances are you're not going to be able to get A+ across the board, but you want to definitely make sure that you spend the time, spend the energy, and spend the money to get the right people in those very key critical positions. So identify in your business what those most vital positions are and make sure that you either that you have or that you get and recruit the right quality people for those particular positions. And outsourcing is no different. If you're outsourcing, it's the same thing. Spend the money, get the right person, take the time to evaluate them if it's something that's vital to your business. Okay, so a second lesson or a second thing that the Patriots do that we can learn from is to adapt to your approach to the situation that you're in. The Patriots are masters at taking a look at what the other team that they're going to be playing does and adjust their approach for that. They try to take away the biggest weapon from the other team. If it's a running back, then they try to take that person away. If it's a receiver, they take that person away. If it is a tight end, they take that person away. And the way that they do that is they adjust their scheme to put more guys on that particular player, or they adjust their overall defensive scheme in order to minimize what that person's advantage is. So if it's a quarterback who's really good at throwing the deep ball, they're gonna mix up coverages to make it difficult for that person to be able to do that. If it's a quarterback with a really quick release, they're going to mix up their coverages to confuse him, to make him hold that ball that extra second so they get a chance to get pressure on him. And they're going to adapt their offensive approach as well. So they run the ball for 200 yards one game, and everybody assumes, okay, they're going to come into the next game, their running attack is really working well, and they're going to run the ball. They run the ball 6 times all game, and they throw it all because they don't care about how they win. What they care about is, if this is a weakness we can exploit, if we're throwing the ball and it's getting a lot of yards and it's working, and we're running the ball and it isn't, they keep throwing the ball. They don't care about these ridiculous statistics that industry experts and the analysts all say, well, you've got to have a balanced attack. You've got to run it 20 and throw it 40. They don't care about any of that stuff. They care about if it works, keep doing it. If they run a play and it works, they'll run it again. If it works again, they'll run it again until the other team learns how to stop it. They'll keep doing it. And it's the same exact thing with your business. Whatever situation you're in, whatever the competitive environment, whatever the changes are, don't be fixated on what you want to do. Focus on what your customers want and what the industry and what the economy are telling you you need to do. You know, I worked for a consulting company years and years ago, and it was an awesome company, really well run. We had a lot of fun. We did a lot of great things. We were hugely profitable, and they were planning to go public. And then the dot-com industry sort of imploded. And as a business, we decided we're not going to change anything. What we've been doing is working. We're just going to keep doing it. And unfortunately, we ended up closing down lots of offices, and the company went back to California, laid off everybody from the East Coast and everything else. And the reason for it is we didn't adapt. We didn't make any changes to our approach. Just because it's working now doesn't mean it's always going to work. You've got to be flexible, be willing to adapt and roll with the punches. That is the buzzword. That is the currency to play and be successful in today's economy and today's industry. It just is the way that it is. Okay, so the third lesson that the Patriots can teach us about how to run our businesses successfully is that you need to go all in on the task at hand with 100% focus. There's going to be 1,000 things that you're trying to get done. There's going to be 1,000 things that you want to accomplish. But you need to prioritize what those things are, pick the most important or 2 most important, and go all in. All the chips, push them right in the middle of the table on that one thing and focus on it. What happens in a press conference after the Patriots win a game, lose a game, whatever? It doesn't matter if it was a fantastic finish, if it was a 40-point win, if it was a 40-point loss. What does Belichick say? What do all the players say? We're on to Buffalo. We're on to Jacksonville. Wherever they're going to go play next, they don't care about what happened. They'll think about it for a few minutes, and they'll, be excited or they'll be upset about, but they cut it loose and they move right on to the next task at hand because that's all that matters. If you win by 50 or you win by 1, it's one win. And it takes X amount of wins in order to get into the playoffs. And then you have to win all of those games to win the Super Bowl. Nothing else really matters. You can sit back over the off season at the end of it all and you can reflect. You can watch game tape. You can marvel at how great your offense was or how many points you scored or how many records you broke. But none of that means squat during the season. And it's the same exact thing in your business. There are going to be key things that you need to accomplish right now. And those things are the only things that matter. Not what your 5-year plan is. In 5 years, everything's going to have changed. 5-year plans don't even matter anymore. All that matters is a 30-day, 60-day, 90-day, maybe 6 months and a year. Beyond that, nothing even matters. So pick the stuff that's most important to your business right now and have everybody focused and marshaled in on that, because that is going to be the thing that's going to be the difference maker for where you're going to go and how you're going to accomplish it and get to the next step and the next step. And then the fourth thing that we can learn from the New England Patriots and their successful track record is do your job. Do your job. That is their mantra. Every single time they're in a game, every single time that they're in a competitive situation, whether the earth is shaken beneath them, whether they've lost their composure and turned the ball over 4 times. What is Belichick saying? They're sitting there in the Super Bowl on the biggest stage in the entire world with billions of people tuning in and watching this game, and they're in like this dogfight at the very end of the game. They've given up the lead, and it looks like everything's crumbling. And what does Belichick say? There's nothing we haven't seen before. There's nothing we haven't seen before. Do your job. And all the guys go out there and do exactly what they've been trained to do, and they come back and they win the game. Define clear responsibilities for your team and for yourself. Define it so you know exactly what you're expected to do for you and everybody else on your team, and then just expect and demand that people are accountable to do the things that you've set up to do. Look, if you've planned it out, if you've done the homework and you've done the research and you know that this is what needs to be done to be successful, that's all you need to do. Then everybody just needs to execute on that, and you're going to be right where you need to be. So those 4 things have helped the Patriots become the most successful NFL franchise in the last 2 decades. If you apply them to your business, you can do exactly the same thing. Now, remember to email your questions and challenges to me at questions@levrigeshow.com so I can answer them for you on a future episode. And until next time, make it happen.